Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is Kaufman is Alive YouTube channel. I like to look at comic books new and old. Today I'm looking at Space Ghost #1. This just came out from Dynamite Comics last month. It's a brand new Space Ghost comic. It's written by David Prepos and the artist is Jonathan Lau. The cover here is a variant cover that I got. It's an original drawing by Alex Toth, the uh, original illustrator of Space Ghost, and this is looks like the drawing from May 1966, May 2nd, where they finally decided on the final design. So, and then it says May 3rd, 66. We go with this note emblem now on chest center. So, over the course of a couple days, he decided on the final design here. And Space Ghost, not a lot of comic book history that I'm aware of. Of course, there was the 60s cartoon, and then in the 90s, they revived Space Ghost with Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which was like a wacky, uh, daytime talk show parody where they just used animation from the original show spliced with interviews with current actors and musicians and comedians and stuff. And it was a really great show. It was on Cartoon Network, Hanna-Barbera property, obviously. This comic's cool. We get Jan and Jace and Blip, which, if you remember from the original cartoon, are the children and the monkey that Space Ghost is always trying to help. And they're here. They're on a spacecraft, and they get hijacked by. I thought this was Moltar at first, but it is not actually. It's Tansut. So, but I think they're the same race as Moltar. But they kill Jan and Jace's father, who's the lead scientist on this spaceship, and they're trying to escape now, and they're being tracked by Tansut and these other villains. But suddenly they get hit with the ray, and one of them gets burned up, and one of them gets frozen into ice. And Tansut says, "You think you're invisible, don't you? No one can hide from my infrared targeting system." So he's got an infrared targeting system. He's got this really cool gun. The designs of all the Space Ghost characters are really cool, from Brack to Zorak and Moltar and Space Ghost himself. Really classic designs. So we finally get a shot of Space Ghost here. He's in the shadows, almost kind of like Batman. And he says, "Well, what are you?" "A ghost." And then we get a good panel here. Jan and Jason Blip hiding, and we see the silhouette of Space Ghost just pounding this dude. And it's all kind of in the shadows. We get a nice little face here of Space Ghost. And he says RoboCorp, of course. So all the red lights are going off in the space station, so everything's red. Emergency lights. Space Ghost is using all his powers on his power beam to take out all the bad guys here. They find the door so that they can unlock it. Jace is trying to unlock the door. Jan and Blip are trying to buy him some time here. And they get run into by the Galactic Patrol. And the kids hug the Galactic Patrol, which throws them off guard. And they reveal themselves to actually be Brack and Captain Sisto. So, really interesting looking way that they drew these guys. Animalistic looking, which they are in the cartoon, and they've got the weird long hair, like blonde hair coming out from behind. Just totally wacky design on these guys. But I like the animalistic kind of look that they have. I never really kind of got that sense watching the cartoon. They just look weird, but so then we get another great shot of Space Ghost. Actually, kind of the first shot of him, his full costume here. Crack-a-doom. and he's coming to save the kids. Brack's got these giant claws on his hand that he tries to get at Space Ghost here. I like the line work here on Space Ghost. It's missing here, but then there's all the muscles here. It's kind of weird, but definitely a choice. But I like the way this looks a lot. And the cape, that's a cool looking panel. So the kids are getting out of here. They're trying to escape from Captain Sisto. And Brack is still fighting with Space Ghost. And Jace uses the rocket from the spaceship to blast Sisto. So he's dead. Space Ghost using his force shield here. Brack's got his blaster. I like about this comic is like everyone's got like their own tech. They've all got lots of gadgets that they're all trying to use and counteract on each other. Makes interesting fight. This is just a really fun comic. Lots of action. It's not really letting up. And you just get like, you know, some exposition about kind of the plot and history, a little bit of history of some of the characters and what they're doing. But it's just a lot of action here. Jan picks up the power gauntlet and uses it. And that causes a distraction, which allows Space Ghost to kidney punch Brack. And another really cool panel here. Action lines going everywhere. You can feel the force of that punch. And his side is just bent at an abnormal angle there. So this is a really nice panel too here in the middle. Just lots of quick lines as they're grabbing each other after they're finally reconnecting after this battle. They both thought they were about to die. And there's Blip. They say there's no one left to help us, Jace. Everyone else is gone. So they think they're just like stuck here on this spaceship. But of course, Space Ghost says, no, not everyone, I'm here. Really good drawing of Space Ghost. I love that. Super muscular, heroic. That's it, guys. Thanks.